All right, so you are now tuned into a new episode of Been Gone for a While of the 3% Show. I'm here with a gentleman that I've watched grow, seen growing up. Always wanted his calf muscles because I never had the calf muscles. I'm talking about Christopher Williams. And before we get started, of course, this is a 3% show where my motto is people will tell you 97% of their truth, and that's admirable as long as it's real. But normally that 3% that people don't tell you is the thing that drives them. It's the most hurt and pain. It's can either destroy you or it can allow you to live and make you work harder. So with that being said, I am honored to have this gentleman for a few reasons. I don't think that when you grow up, you have an idea of who's always watching you. And Chris was one of those people that went to Wyandotte High School. Him, JB, Randy, RIP. So many great people went through that high school. It's a lot of history. But more than anything, when you grow up, you get the chance to see somebody develop. You know, when they're going through good things, when they make changes as we get older from being a straight up gentleman, just growing. And he's always been that kind of person. He's always been a straight black and white person. There's no in between with him. So today, I brought him here because he just had this book. And I read it. And without him knowing it, it's a reason why when I went to All-Star Weekend, I think a few years ago, or I went to New Orleans, and when I was at the Pelicans, I had on his HEARTWARRIOR shirt, one of the first ones he made. And I took a picture in front of the New Orleans Coliseum because I wanted to let him know that I support him. So with that being said, make me cry. With that being said, Chris, I'll give you time to just speak and introduce yourself. Okay. Tell us what you're about and where you are in life right now.
Thank you. Boy, you trying to make me cry. Don't make me do that. You know, I think I got the females hard, man. I get emotional quick.
Man, but eyes be sweating.
I appreciate it. I'm Christopher Williams. I'm from Wyandotte County, 45 years old. It's just been a blessing that I got the opportunity to be on your show, to share my story. You know, I always say my transparency will be somebody else's transformation. So I always been, well, not always. I'll say through this journey, the past 9 years, I've always been an open book. I think that's why he still has me here. And so it's up to me to share my story, to reach as many people as I can, not to give up. I've been there. I did tried the suicide. I've been in the dark places. I had my ups, I had my downs. I'm a walking testimony. People think I got like 9 lives, but it's all because I just got a purpose, and I'm steady searching for that. And that is one thing that drives me.
Absolutely. So one thing about it is another reason why I brought you here, and it's so funny how God works. And you know, when people mention God, some people instantly be like, oh, it's a testimony show, but it's just life. No. More people go through things. Yeah. You have to understand the reason why I love this gentleman's story is because he had the exact same heart when I knew him, no matter where I saw him at Kensington. And this is just sport-wise. At Kensington, Hollywood, Wyandotte High School on the court.
Good day, boy. Battle.
So without him even knowing, I feel like we're prepared when they say God never gives you more than you can handle. Very true. Chris has always competed. He's always competed. And that's the only way I know him is from hot summer nights, maybe, after basketball games over in Missouri. Or I might see him on the court. But the thing about it is he worked hard in what he does. Yeah. And it's so funny because when I'm reading this book, so we're getting back to this book. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why I connected with this book, and I think a lot of people will, is number one, this book is right on time for the generation that didn't get a chance to have a voice about feeling depressed, grieving, about where to search to for answers when you didn't have, no matter if it's dealing with people in your family, people that's not in your family when you lose a loved one, how to continue. And when I read some of that, brother, I must confess, I was almost in tears because throughout my lifetime, I've dealt with depression before I knew what depression was. And I'm talking about at Washington,
Yeah.
Leavenworth that made me walk away from basketball, period.
Mm.
Depression, grief,
Yeah.
not understanding, and me personally not asking for help, not knowing
Yeah.
how to ask or who to ask for
Yeah.
help, you know. And it's very interesting how honest you were about
Yeah.
that. One thing that I loved about your book is you talked about your childhood and how
Mm-hmm.
you were always surrounded by good people
Yeah.
and more. You know, it seemed to me that it was a huge transition for your family when loss came about. And
Yes.
give us a little background about your upbringing and what motivated you. You were a single child, correct?
Yeah. So I'm a miracle baby to start off with that. My mom wasn't even supposed to have kids. So when
Mm.
she barely had me. I mean, it was, I heard it was crucial. It was like life and death. So I wasn't not even supposed to be here.
Well,
So
you're
from the
like
jump street,
16, so I understand. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, you fine. uh,
No, but
but
go ahead, brother.
but yeah. So growing up with my mom, so she kept me active. You know, busy during the summer and doing basketball. Basketball. First sport was actually baseball. But I grew over the summer from 5'9" to 6'2", knees hurting and everything, and I started taking basketball a little bit more serious. But
Mhm.
that stuff saved my life. You know, JFK, Jesse Hall, and all them.
Absolutely.
I mean, those guys kept me out of trouble. I mean, we used to go down there and just hoop from soon as school let out to 9 o'clock at night. That was just what I knew. I mean, I grew up around the gangs, and I have best friends and stuff that was in the gangs. I seen the drugs, I seen the easy money. It just my where I was raised by my uncles and my mom and the good people I was around kept me level-headed. Now saying that, I'm not saying, and you read the book, I made my mistakes still. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I tried the easy way. This was later on in life though, when I'm going away in school and stuff like that, and took my dad to pass away. My mom and dad wasn't together, but he was in my life. And he passed away when I was at Pittsburgh State, like all of a sudden. And that kind of took a toll on me. I started making some bad decisions.
Absolutely.
So I had to turn that around. And that's one thing they say, man. You know, we are born looking like our parents, but we will die looking like our decisions. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying?
Say
Yeah.
that one more time. I like
So
that.
we are born looking like your mom or your dad, whatever. But when you die looking like the decisions you made in life. That comes with everything. This comes from your healthy eating, your working out, your mental stage, being in trouble, making the right decisions about things. So we start looking like, you'll die looking like decisions you made in life. And I truly believe that now. And I see that now. I mean, I made my mistakes last year, me and my ex-wife and stuff like that. I mean, I talk about this in the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm human,
And
and
that's
I
the
had to
thing
grow
about
from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the thing about it. I didn't want to reveal so much of the book, but I will
yeah.
let you ease into that.
Yeah, I won't tell too much of it, but I do want people to read it and stuff like that. And anybody that's
Absolutely.
listening and they know somebody that needs the book, they let me know, let you know, and I will send them to free of charge. It's more important that this book get in the hands of people that need it. It ain't never
Absolutely.
about making the money on me right now. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody, once release this podcast, if somebody have somebody that know that needs to read this book, let me know. I'll make sure they get one. But yeah, so my book is transparency. I mean, I don't talk about the way anybody else did. I just talk about the mistakes I made, my ups and downs in there, how I survived. I mean, I talk about a lot of people don't know. I was shot in the chest in 2007.
Mm.
Survived that. You know, somebody robbed my neighbor and I go after him like a dummy. I end up getting shot in the chest. Um,
Well,
but
see,
that's
that's
the
the
first
thing
time.
about it. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Like your book is transparency. What I like about it is in today's time, I think men, including myself, and I'm learning this. And it's funny you mentioned ages because I didn't
Yeah.
start adulting probably until I was 40. And I'll be
Yes.
43 this year. I didn't start adulting. It's so crazy how when you're covered by God for so
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
to when you have to be accountable for things and you
Man, who
find
you telling?
yourself, you want to be accountable,
Yeah.
your life changes. Everything around you shifts. And
On top of that, you know what? So last year, I asked God to make me a better man. So what he do? He put me through a divorce. This is the first time I've been by myself, like on my own, but I needed it. I was always been up under a woman, from my mom to the next girlfriend, from one wife to the next. I've always been up under somebody. But this is the first time in my 45 years of my life. I mean, I had a girl, but this is the first time I've been by myself. I had to go out and do the Walmart shopping and the cleaning and paying all the bills. I'm like, wow, this is what this feel like. But I needed this. It's part of my journey, though. So once you learn this stuff is part of your journey, you have a better way to make it successful. I know I asked for this. I asked for me to be a better man. So I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet.
Absolutely. And I think people need to always understand, and I say this to myself and to friends, that sometimes we forget what we ask God for, but God never forgets. So when the presentation comes, you never know in what form, but it's what you need. And that's, you know, grace and mercy, but it also humbles you. Because I've been a lot of times. I tell more people, I've hurt more people than I've helped. And a lot of people might think I'm great. I am filthy. I've done some things most people wouldn't know about, wouldn't think of me, but you know, it's that layer of presentation that we give off. And to be able to be transparent is a goal. I always tell people, you know, when you say I'm not perfect, the first thing people want to say is, well, nobody's perfect. But every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to try to strive to be perfect. Just perfect. And with that being said, it's so dope to see you work out, because I lie to myself every day. I'm gonna work out. I will punch myself into Planet Fitness and be in bed. I have it on my location. So I'm just inspired because people don't understand the reason why you're called a heart warrior, not only because you've had a huge heart and you've always been competitive your whole life, but tell us about the health situation that happened to you at a younger age.
Okay.
What you're able to accomplish, even considering getting into bodybuilding more.
Oh, okay. So back in 2012, I got sick all of a sudden. You know, I went to several different doctors and they tried to say I had asthma all of a sudden. I'm 36 years old at this time. And my wife at the time was like, no, that's not right. And she was a nurse. And she said, we went to one more place and they did the time to do EKG and found out the left side of my heart valve was only pumping 10%.
Wow, 10%?
Yeah, 10%. And I was working out twice a day back then, just pushing through because I was getting in the bodybuilding. I was
training it even more without even knowing it.
Yeah, exactly. And taking my supplements. So April 28th of 2012, I got diagnosed with heart failure. Changed my world. So I was hospitalized in there working up for the transplant, for the heart transplant, and I had a stroke inside the hospital. So I had a major stroke inside the hospital, and lucky enough, man, this is how blessed I am. The neurologist who was in there explaining to me about the little strokes, many strokes I could have been having, I had a stroke while she was in there explaining to me. So she knew exactly what was going on. So, you know, stroke is all about response, speed, you know, getting somewhere to getting some help. It happened to me in the hospital with the neurologist right there, and it got me rushed down. The only thing I can remember, they said I was smacking the nurses and stuff with my left hand. I couldn't control it, but I don't remember none of that. I just remember waking up like 3 days later.
That's so crazy.
Crazy. And so woke up from that, got sent home July 1st. I got the call on July 3rd. I had a new heart transplant on July 4th of 2012. Independence Day.
Wait a minute. You were diagnosed with heart failure. And they were able to find, you were blessed with a donor that fast.
Quick, 28 days.
That's
I'm thinking it's gonna be, and with my height and my blood type, because I can't go get nobody that's 5'2" heart. It's not big enough. So I'm already thinking it's gonna be a minute. I got that phone call within like 2 weeks of being home.
Wow.
Yeah, like 28 days on the list total. And
so you get a phone call and they said that they found.
Yeah, we lived on the plaza at that time. I couldn't even talk. I had to get a phone to Ashley. And the guy went in and had the transplant and came back. You know, that transplant, I mean, I was upset at first. You know, I was perfectly healthy. I didn't do no smoking, no cigarettes, smoking drugs. I mean, I might drink here and there. But I was trained to be a bodybuilder, trying to go do my first bodybuilding show. Then all of a sudden, I get sick like that. But I met a guy named Mike Prorose, who I dedicated my first book to. He just had his transplant. the way he had me look at things totally changed my life.
And what advice did he give you by any chance? If you don't mind sharing.
That I was given a new journey. It's purpose for this. And then he was doing big work for organ donors and stuff like that. You've been placed with a calling. Explaining to me, we don't wake up and ask for to have heart failure. We don't wake up and ask to have cancer. Those things were given to us. Those tests is given to us. And it's like getting responsibility to get through it. So you can show the power of him. And I don't mean, like you say, I don't want to turn into
it's
preaching, nothing like that.
But
Whatever your higher power is, whoever you talk to, or that person, whoever, but mine's is God. And to show his work. And I just started thinking about it, made me start reading some stuff, and I started doing some motivational videos, looking at motivational videos and stuff, and just made me look at life totally different. And the one thing I had to learn was during that time was to trust the team he put around. So like for my doctors, my mom, my wife at that time, friends that came through, I had to lean on those people now. So I had to trust them, you know what I'm saying? And go with the process of it.
That now, you got some kryptonite in you. Superman went down with one splinter.
When I went home, when you go home, you can't lift nothing over 10 pounds for like 8 months. I couldn't even drive, so I couldn't even pick up my boys up. They was young.
And I know you love your kids.
But so 4 years out, I took a job with T-Mobile down in Texas. We moved to Texas. The new insurance company started sending me generic rejection medicine. The rejection medicine I got to take for the rest of my life. And my body can't do generic medicine, especially that medicine, rejection medicine. I instantly started having heart failure within 2 weeks. So we had to move back. How
long were you in Texas when that happened?
6 months.
6 months.
Okay. 6 months. And I was fighting with the insurance company about sending me brand name rejection medicine. It was a new insurance company, and they didn't. So I had to take something. And so once I started taking, it took only 2 weeks for me to start feeling bad. And I went to the doctor out there. He said, "Yeah, and it was funny about it. He's one of my doctors back at home in Kansas City, who ended up being down in Texas. He called me personally He called me personally and told me that I had heart failure again. And so we had to pack up everything. I remember because Valentine's Day weekend, my mom then shot down to Texas, helped us pack up everything, came back home, was at my mom's house for a little bit, but then I ended up getting hospitalized, waiting on the second heart. I was in there for 8 months straight, 240 days straight in ICU. And CJ, I'm telling you, somebody asked me, would I do it all over different? No, because during that 8 months, I found what I was supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? I found my purpose. We go through life looking for that purpose. Sometimes we get it early, sometimes we get it too early, sometimes we get it later.
Absolutely.
He's been preparing me for what I need to do, like now. That's why you look at let's say like some of these young actresses and actors and stuff, that was their gift. So they got their gift, especially young ones, early in life. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's too early. They weren't prepared for it. And that's when the suicide stuff started kicking in. All the pressure from having that gift and stuff like that. You don't want to prepare for it. So I understand this journey, the process is all part of the plan. And yes, and don't get me wrong, I still have my dark days. I still have my thoughts and stuff like that. I'm human. Absolutely. But I do stuff. I have stuff put in place to come out of that. I call it my temple, where I go, I forget everything, just get in the mood. One of them might be jumping, look at a video on YouTube, one of my motivation videos or something like that. Right. Or I might go read a book, or I go to the gym. Those are my 3 defenses when I get in that mood. Or I call and talk to somebody. I have somebody special now that I can call and talk to about it.
And I think it's important that you have to search within yourself with being transparent to find out what are triggers.
Yep.
But also to have a non-biased opinion about yourself, and even therapy to show you the light. For me, it's funny you talk about transplant, and I'll be real fast about it. Yeah. My brother was murdered about 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
And The incredible part about it was when it happened, I found out on Facebook and I called home and I asked everything. I was supposed to fly home. So my driver's license was expired. So I had to get a new driver's license to go. The funny part about it is I filled out my information, got all the way to the window. They asked me, do you want to be a donor? In my mind, I'm like, nope. Because as soon as I check, yes, as soon as I walk outside, a car gonna run me over and God gonna say, well done, my son. But getting there, hearing the story, not only did through my brother's murder, what helps me every day with that, and what I said at his funeral was, despite my brother, people celebrating that he drinks beer and more and the life that he lived, he was a donor. So because of him, a 26-year-old young lady got his kidney, a 52 young lady got his kidney. So his bravery was more than mine to simply get there to check on him. So for me, it's important. And that's why when you said you had a donor that fast, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that wait for a long time. I have
long time.
Currently waiting for different things with kidneys and more. I wanted to talk about the journey of working out, because I know you got the big homie with you. Got you. Gotta shout him out.
EJ?
EJ is a beast. I mean, I just remember him with the little square head.
Boy, EJ, iRISE, they've been a blessing, bro.
Absolutely.
He's a one of a kind. Hard worker. He took me under, been showing me the ropes, getting me to the point where I want to open up my own gym and stuff like that. The man been a blessing to me and my family.
And I've seen him work out more and more. And I saw the development portion when he was just bigger.
Yeah.
But through you and Facebook, I just started seeing you work out even more, bro. And then I started seeing him. And when I read your book, tell us a little bit more about that portion.
About iRISE?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when I released my first book, I was working at the Spring Campus gym. And me and the manager kind of got into it. And I knew her. And she was just the way she was running stuff. That's another story. But I called EJ. He been and told me to come mess with him. So I called EJ. He said, man, Chris, I ain't told you to get over here before. And
that sound like
he said, come talk. He said, come talk. And I went and talked. This was back in September of 2019. And I decided to make that jump. I was in my own way. I was scared to go from that 9 to 5, that guaranteed paycheck, to being an entrepreneur. And went over and talked to him. He said, man, you got something that you need to let the people hear. And he made me make that jump. And I decided to release that book. And this all right before COVID happened. Then COVID happened. But EJ, he's something else. His work ethic, people don't understand. EJ is there at 4 a.m. every morning and goes to about 7 p.m. at night. That's every day, nonstop. And I seen him grow for where he trained my oldest, where it was just like probably not more than 2,000 square feet to what he got now. I didn't watch him transformation to one of the top gym owners around here. That's incredible. And he needs to be writing a book about it. On his head about that. But while he takes people in, he never turns people away. One thing I learned about him, of course he got to pay the bills and stuff, but it ain't never about the money at first. It's all about you getting started, getting in there. He never turned nobody away. Even people want to come in, learn how to train, be personal training for their career. I ain't seen work students, let them work there, get some hours in. The man is incredible. And he does a lot with the youth right now. If we would have had somebody like that when we was growing up, we all probably been in the league somewhere.
I think the closest we had was Mr. Watson.
Yeah.
Mr. Watson was always, and when you talk about EJ and hearing about things that I ask about more and more, he is grooming himself to almost be the next Mr. Watson for the community, a true dot affiliate that is home based and truly care for people. Because I truly love Mr. Watson for who he was.
Oh yeah. We all feel like Mr. Watson was our dad or some point or something like that. Some of y'all always can go talk to. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna hold you long because I know
No, you fine. You
things to
fine.
do, but I want to talk about this wonderful person named Ashley. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because she inspired me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you elaborate on it, but it's a beautiful thing when you find out. And I always tell people that when you find out what being in love is different than loving people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
different thing. It
It's
takes
a different thing.
precedence differently.
Yeah.
I just love the way that young lady, and I just wanted to shout her out the way she encouraged you, the way she stood by you, and it's a blessing
Yeah.
and how covered you are for her to be
Yeah.
able to understand things is going on.
Yeah. Ashley, she basically saved my life. You know what I'm saying? She the one that made me go do that last checkup and told me that's not right, Chris. And you know, we 12 years apart in age. And so she was 24 and I was 36. And she had got pregnant with a larger when I got sick. Well, she was 8 months pregnant with a larger, our first one, when I got sick. And so she was there with me every single night in the hospital. Every single night. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without her. Yeah. Now, we're not together now. You know, we learning that we had to be responsible for our own happiness. And we lost that on the way. And she was going a certain direction, I was going a certain direction. I would never take anything away from Ashley, but she's a beautiful person. She has a big heart. And she's a very, very hard worker. She's been a paramedic now for KCK Fire Department. She's in training for that. But yeah, she was a different breed. I mean, my son, she's still the mother to my oldest. And she helping me raise the boys, be boys. And she's just amazing. She's an amazing person. And I always have some type of love for her. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from the respect side. Her mom and dad, they're still like mom and dad to me and stuff like that. But you know, we grow different. You know, she had a different vision and I had a different way, and it was just time. It was time for us to go that way.
I love the chapter that you allowed her to kind of navigate and express what going through something like this.
Yeah, because some people out there that need to hear it.
Right, because you never know when somebody's going through, you dealing with family, you're dealing with the loved one or the spouse that only has to live, not only have to live their life, but they're living life through you. So you're trying to give and take on the strength.
And it's been so, to be honest with you, she put her life on hold for me because she was so young still. She didn't act 24, but yeah, she put her life on hold for me while I was going through the sickness and stuff like that. Oh, she didn't like to move to Texas. I can just tell she was miserable about that. That's another reason why God brought us back home.
Well, I don't like the air down here. I can't breathe.
I love Texas.
Back and I was like, is that COVID? Because I could not breathe one day. I got back from KC the last time 2 months ago. I walked around like, oh, I can't even breathe.
Yeah, I love Texas though. Man, I was in Fort Worth, but I loved it down here. But yeah, so I wouldn't be here for her. I would have just kept ignoring it. You know, I ignored the sickness for like 6 months, dude, before I decided to go get it checked out. I'm thinking it's just a common cold. One day I was feeling better, then the next day I wasn't feeling so good. But like I said, I was working out twice a day, ignoring it, just thinking my body was just getting wore down. And she made me go to all these places, the doctors, and made me go to that last one and found out I had heart failure. Yeah.
So streaming from that, what kind of support are you getting back from the city? Because, you know, we grew up in the era where, I mean, y'all cats had bulldogs tattooed on y'all arms. Y'all bulldogs. You ain't never seen no stallion. You ain't seen when you went to the doc, you had a tattoo.
I didn't get one.
How do you think that people are receptive to your truth? And do you feel like you're making an impact? Because my sister, Latanya Davis, she talks highly of you. I see her encourage you and more. So that's a huge thing because she means a lot to me.
I do. I got a podcast coming up with Moses next week. I'm doing with him.
Yeah, I'll see you started it. Yes, sir.
I feel like I need to do more. And it's on me to be more involved in the community. I love what Joe Black is doing. I love what the Earl Watson and all them guys are doing. I need to be doing more. You know, you always think you need money to go do something, but you don't. That's why I keep telling myself that. I want to be able to go to speak to more churches, more schools, definitely. I would love to talk to the juniors and seniors before they go out in the world. Always been a big thing to me. I wanted to be able to afford to get a book printed up for every senior in the Wyandotte County School District. So they have something that the encourage and let them know it's okay to talk to people, quit holding that stuff in. I mean, this is a lot different from when we grew up, man. They got a lot of access. You got a lot of access to people with the social media, cell phones. I mean, you can't do anything wrong nowadays. We didn't have that. You know, we had call waiting. If you didn't have call waiting, you want to get in touch with me. You had to wait.
Every Tuesday, you was going to White Factory to get a no limit tape. Every Tuesday. That's the only reason why I know CDs dropped on Tuesdays, because Master P. And to this, brother, let me let you know, you, JB Martin, which is the hardest person. I have still never listened to I Refuse to Lose song. True. I hate that song. I hate that song, but that's just
that's crazy.
That. The hardest person I ever had to play against was JB Martin.
Oh man, he was so slow, but so smooth with it.
He was
so smooth.
DeMarcus Cousins before DeMarcus. He wasn't the tallest. He didn't have no hops.
No.
He just looking like Zach Randolph.
Very true.
But the reason why, and like I said, the reason why I have you on the show like this is because I believe in giving people their roses while they're still here. Period.
Appreciate it, bro.
And it's not even about me. It's about the platform that I feel people deserve. You know, growing up, I only played basketball because I didn't have any brothers. Period.
There you go.
You know,
I was there. I was lonely too.
My life one day, and I was under him, but playing against great talent, and it changed your life because back then, even though you was around the dope game anymore, if you played basketball, you was cool. You can go to State League, you can go to Missouri, you can go.
Yeah, you was cool.
You go everywhere. So, like I said, I just got inspired. Anybody that's looking at this book, when I hold this book up, I don't want you to think that this is just about the rise and fall of heart failure and more. It's really dealing with being transparent, and it's so good to see a man be transparent.
So one thing I wanted to touch on. So this is the month for mental health awareness.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing that I'm dear near to. You read it in the book, but I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I tried it last October. I was so mad at myself for doing it. 2 people had to die for me to be here, and I tried to end my life. But I've grown from that. I learned. I had to forgive myself, first of all. But the thing I'm learning is, how can I put this? You know what a snake line is?
No, go ahead and break that down, brother.
A snake line. So every mountain has a snake line. And that's the point where snakes won't go past because they can't breathe and they'll turn around. Yeah. And so I start looking at things like, so I'm looking at snakes now as depression, negativity, not trying, those type of things. So if those things are on the same level as me, I need to go up higher. So I need to keep climbing, keep going, and keep going. And eventually those things won't fall off or turn around. That's one thing that's been driving me now. It's been rough to pass. Holidays are rough now. I mean, I went from having a family to not having a family.
Absolutely.
And I've always been a family person, but I have somebody special in my life right now. Very special lady. But I had to go through that journey. I had to go through the dark places to be here and learn what I need to be doing. And I'm steady climbing. I steady got to keep climbing. And I know that. So eventually, I still got snakes biting on my ankles. So that means I got to keep going higher.
Keep going higher.
And they will fall off. So anybody that's listening to this, just keep pushing. That journey is necessary. Bigger the storm, bigger the blessing. You know, we all got a gift inside of us. Absolutely. Your gift will be different. Your gifts will be different from my gift, but the world needs it. It's not for you to hold. It's not for you to hold on to. It's not for me to hold on to. The world needs what's inside of you. And to get to that gift, to unwrap that gift, you have to go through the journey part of it. You got to get prepared for it. Just like you won't give a 10-year-old a car keys and tell him to go drive. You got to prepare and let him get older, prepare him, teach him how to drive. Then eventually he'll be able to open up that gift, and that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn, trust that journey going along the way.
And it's a journey too, and I think the thing that's missing nowadays is honest communication with people, even with adults. It's not even people, because I always tell people, I don't have any kids, but I've raised kids through dating people and more. But you know, some of them I absolutely love and adore, and I love and adore Killer Cam. One thing I always say, and one thing I love about you in this book, is as parents, you always want to be Superman or Wonder Woman. Yeah. But doing that, your children never learn what happens when kryptonite hits, when you lose your lasso. So when kryptonite hits you, as far as the health issues and situations, and even through life experiences, now you're setting a precedent for your kids to understand, hey, even when I'm down, I have to get back up. And through that,
I want to say that about my son, to my oldest. He brought tears to my eyes. He gave up a full football scholarship to go to the Army. He said he wanted to make a bigger impact on his life. And it's from what I went through. And man, I still chuckle up about that. So now he's joining, I think he's joining the KCK Police Department now. He's doing the second interview. But
that's dope, because we always talk about, we want to see more of us in our community. Yeah. But sometimes when children, not all, but sometimes when kids say they want to be a police officer, the first thing parents is, no, let's not enter in the call. Yeah. Because I know I couldn't be a cop, because back then I would have had to arrest my uncles. I thought they all was doctors when I saw them flip on the Cadillac. I didn't know it was to hold the roaches.
Jameer, stay off of 13th Street. Don't go on 13th Street. You probably don't see some of your people. Just avoid that area. Tell them to put you to another area.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, that's why I said, without you even knowing, I've always watched you. Your work ethics.
I'm proud of you too, man. I'm proud of what you're doing, bro. Hey, keep doing it.
I've always wanted to do KPR. I've always wanted to do broadcast journalism. But I was in a situation where I wanted to do for others. I never knew how to help myself. Yeah. So when I said I started adulting, it took the right people around me, the right people to be honest with me, to say, hey, do for yourself, think for yourself. Yeah. My senior year going to Leavenworth, most people don't know it, I cut my wrist because I was depressed behind Moochie. And by the time I got to Leavenworth, I was just done. I was exhausted. Yeah, that's why I never played basketball.
That's deep. That's deep, bro. You know what you need. You know what you need to be doing. Get that pen and paper out. Somebody needs to hear that, and somebody else out there that needs to hear that, bro. Once you feel comfortable letting the world know, you do it.
Absolutely.
Okay, because somebody needs to hear that.
It's just amazing having you on the show.
You got a hell of a story.
It's been a journey. I can literally say that.
And it's gonna be some more times too. We steady get hit in the mouth by life, but we just according to how we just respond to it. Just remember what I said. It's all about the decisions we make. When that life hit us, what we gonna do? Are we gonna stay laying down? Are we gonna get up? You know, the doctors was trying to take me off my disability just because I don't complain about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't call every minute when I'm having a hard time or something like that. I push through a lot of stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to sit there and fight for it. But sometimes people just don't understand how hard it is for me to get up, get going. I mean, I get up at 4 a.m. every morning and have to be at the gym at 5. I got 2 5 o'clock morning clients, which is a blessing.
You're doing personal training now, right?
Yeah.
Well, plug yourself too. Let them know.
I'm out there with iRISE with EJ. You can go to the website www.HeartWarriorCW.com and you can see see my package and stuff like that. Well, just come try it out. Come try it out. See if it's a good fit for you. For 3 days free. We offer unlimited personal training, or you can just get the 24-hour access for $35. Anybody that's listening, just come see me. Go see
absolutely. And know that I'm going to ask him for a bio, so all his information as far as the book, personal training, and more I will put in the link in the bio here.
You should be getting the package here in the next couple of days. So no, the mail been messed up. I sent you something.
Yeah, we did have that mini hurricane, so
everything. Yeah.
You know what else did I want to ask you real quick? I'm sorry about that.
No, you good.
I'm literally excited to be able to holler at you because I never when I'm in town and I always be like, man, I'll find you.
Yeah, we need to get together. Next time you come in town, man, let's get some lunch or something.
Absolutely. If throughout everything that's been going on, and I always ask guests this, throughout your experiences, young, old, and where you are now, adulting at 45. Because my old roommate told me, Tyrone Walker said, you learn so much about yourself when it's just you and four walls around you.
Yes, you do.
That's when you learn. What do you feel that in life that your 3% has been that's played out right now for you? Because most people will say they know you, but what is that 3% most people wouldn't know how you feel and what's driving you at this moment?
The thing that drives me the most right now is not to be successful when it comes to money-wise, financial-wise. Of course, yeah, I want to leave my kids with something, build a legacy right there. What drives me is my legacy. I want to be able to inspire as many people as possible. I want to approach it different.
Take your time. Take your time.
That's a good question.
Your book really touched me. That's why I'm asking that question.
I would say the 3% about me is what drives me every day is, it's hard to put a finger on that. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, brother. Think about it. I'm thinking I want that little sweatshirt, even though it's hot out here. I'm scared of brother wearing hoodies down in Houston.
What drives me now is, first of all, is getting the word about mental awareness out around dealing with men, especially as Black men, that it's okay, that sometimes we need their help. We need to talk. I'm inspired by just helping people. You know, my mom would tell you, I just always been a people person. I love people. I believe in people.
Same as me.
That
old saying, a fool for hope.
Yeah. So I try to think I don't have no enemies out there. I mean, if I do, I do, but I want to be able to leave a legacy that is saying Chris did what he did to inspire as many people as he did. I want people to know, to look at me and to tell themselves that I can make it. If he can make it through that, I can make it. I want you to look at me like I can make it. That's one thing that keeps me going every morning. Besides my kids and family and stuff like that. You know, my mom taught me a lot of stuff, how to love people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My surroundings.
You were younger.
Yeah.
Literally tell.
But I would say, my 3%, man, just to inspire people to keep going. Be that ear, be that brother to people that need it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep delivering my message I'm supposed to deliver.
That's real spill, man.
Yeah.
You are definitely one of those people that I have a saying, I say it's too many humans in the world and not enough humane people. Yeah. And you are definitely humane because you do.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Think of
others. I was blessed with an amazing team put around me, man. Amazing team.
Well, I think your grandma's amazing because she did the old flippity flop. I read that chapter. I said, "Oh, yeah, grandma is the one in the two."
Yeah. Grandma was the stuff. That was her favorite. I hope my cousins will listen to this. I was grandma's favorite.
But you know what they say, even in the Bible with Timothy, Timothy was raised without a father, but they talk about how when you have a praying mother around, you have praying women, that means that you're covered. At this point, do you have any shout outs that you want to give, any special thanks, dedication to people who may not even understand what they meant to you and more? I'll give you the
to the Pyros family, Mike, Austin, Parker, Shauna, Shannon, all you guys, much love. My mom, dad, always. Joellen, EJ, and iRISE, Justin, all you guys. I mean, just all my brothers and sisters, man, just keep going, man. Just don't let this world keep trying to divide us.
Absolutely.
And now the new division is this whole COVID thing, not getting vaccinated or getting vaccinated. We gotta stop letting the stuff divide us, man.
Brother, you scared me when you talked about that part.
Yeah. What?
About catching COVID.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I had it.
Out of me in there.
Yeah, and that's why it took so long for the book to come out. I kept adding stuff to it. I hydroplaned in my truck back in May. It flipped 3 times.
I remember seeing that on Facebook.
It flipped 3 times and slid across the highway in the median. I was able to open the door and walk away.
Listen, you realize how blessed you are being covered from heart situation, hydroplaning, having a heart enough to be able to go through the divorce process and still feel love and give love. Understanding how your grandmother held you down and they just go ahead. First of all, I appreciate you for even telling that story. Most be like, no, it's a lesson in it.
Yeah, it's a lesson.
What this book is about. It's about blessing. And one of the biggest things I say life is about is cause and effect. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to.
And I was nervous, and trust me, I was nervous releasing it because I don't want people. I didn't want people to find up their noses and like, oh, you did all that. It's just life lessons, man. I went through it. They give us the lessons in school to study for the test, but in life, we given the test to learn the lesson. So it's totally backward. You know what I'm saying?
The choices you make or the chances you take.
Yep, exactly. So I've been getting good phrases from the book and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you're doing. Keep it going, brother. This is your time is coming. Hey, it's coming, brother. Just keep pushing. I feel
like you. It's not even about the money. It's not about the fame. If I was a millionaire, I'd still be Jed Clampett. Still overalls. That's just me. I do it because I genuinely love people. And, like I would tell anybody that's looking at this. If you have a story or if I'm looking at you, it's because I think that you have something of value. And in life, how he was saying that you were important. One thing that somebody told me is that my mentor, Mr. Charles, told me, you have to run this race as hard as you can because your life isn't necessarily for you. It's to inspire others. But if you don't run as hard as you're supposed to, you're setting the next person back that you're inspiring. You're setting them back so they have to run that much harder. So I try to approach life.
That's wild. That's deep.
I try to give it 100% every day. I fall short of it. I'm still learning myself. I'm still being honest with myself. I'm still scared.
Now,
more. So,
too, now, when you gifted like that, one thing I had to learn was when we gift like that, we want to help every single person that we can. But then when it comes to happen, we burn ourselves out that we don't take care of ourselves. And that's one thing I had to learn. I'm still learning when to go sit down and rest. It's only one CJ, it's only one Chris. You know what I'm saying? So use your gift. Your gift is people touching people, but take time for yourself. You have to take time. You have to take a break. You got to take a break, brother.
That is so hard.
So you empty the tank. You empty the tank for helping everybody else. So what's left for you? That's when he'll sneak. That's when the devil won't kill you. You know what I'm saying? He won't kill you. He is seeing depression. He is seeing haters or something like that to make you kill yourself.
Let me find your quote. It was something you said that had me on my axis. Hold on right quick. I do take notes. I won't be before you long. Where was it? It was something that you said. When the enemy can't take you out, he'll try to wear you out.
Yep.
My brother.
Exactly. Yep.
When I tell you 10 years later, 50 pounds heavier. I got sweat underneath my chesticles. I'm trying to hold my stomach. I'm turning to the side and put my hand on my stomach, trying to take pictures. I'm fronting. But that's just the kind of energy I got from here.
I appreciate it, brother.
One of my homeboys to read. He's actually co-hosting Big Sweat, Certified Teddy. But it's just so important, and I appreciate you because I've been wanting to have you on. I had you in mind when I started the podcast a long time ago, and I have to do better. But your story just encouraged me so much, and
thanks, brother.
I genuinely can tell you, I love the person that you are. When I read this, it was confirmation, it was appreciation, and it made me look at myself. So if you have young men, young ladies, or people our age, the stuff he's talking about, you felt before, because I know I did.
And I make the book a quick read. First of all, people don't like to read too much anymore anyway. But it's a quick read in case you need to pick it up another time to read it. You read it over. Even my first book, I did the same way. It's like a quick reference to read over and over and over. I didn't want to have it just super long. Huh?
I need to get the first one too.
Okay.
What's books? Where can they find it at?
The first one, you can go to my website, or you can it's on Amazon. 10 Daily Weapons of a Heartwarrior. I break down 10 different things I did in the hospital when I was in there for 8 months straight to get me through life. And this befriended, journaling, exercising, accepting it. What's the other? Accepting it. Be journaling.
Let them lead you. Let them lead
you. Yeah.
Let them lead you.
I'm thinking about trying to think. I didn't want to tell you all the chapters, but yeah. So it's 10 different weapons. I call them weapons because I'm a heart warrior. I call the chapters weapons about things I did in the hospital to get me through those 8 months. So it's a reference book that you need to read it over and over if you need to.
I think I need to go ahead and grab that, brother, because I'm in a storm of being healthy, because not only because of COVID, just seeing people leaving the world. Seeing people, me feeling finally at the age where I feel unhappy with my weight and more, and knowing that it comes down to me to get my butt up every morning and go do it.
You just gotta find a routine, brother. You just gotta find. You don't have to be in the morning. Just find your routine that you'll create a habit. Then first thing you need to do, this is what I tell my clients, is create your why. The why is the most important thing that you got to do first, because there's gonna be times you don't feel like quitting. So many times you don't feel like not going. That's when you relate back to that why. That's gonna keep you going. That's gonna keep you pushing through. So create that why. That's the first thing you need to do. All right, brother?
Brother, we've been on here. I would love to have you back on just a panel if I create some things. You are welcome. If you have something coming up, you have the floor. You have my information.
Anytime, brother.
Anytime. It's really been a blessing. And again, this is Christopher Williams. I'll be short with his hair always. But all right, this is another episode. Tune in.
Hey, brother.
If you have any comments, like, click, subscribe, and hit notification. Peace.
Peace.